Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm gonna let it roll for a minute here, so because I noticed in the beginning of the videos I have these funny lines, and I keep forgetting to write YouTube to see if there's something I can do about that because it keeps happening. All right, today is. Let me get straightened up here. Just got from the gym. Uh, sorry. Is about as titled debt stress, and I didn't realize until I got out of debt how stressful debt is. Debt is very, very stressful. And I didn't realize, again, I didn't realize how much stress it was until I became debt free. Today, I have zero stress. Zero. I was the environment I grew up in, I always thought being stressed was just part of life. It's not part of life. And debt was a major, major cause of mine. All right, let me speak on just myself. Debt was a major cause of mine. It's like now the thought of having a debt over my head was really a major stress. So imagine, like, I had a student loan, 30, $40,000 student loan that I carried for about 10 or 11 years, and I thought I called it a forever loan, one of those bills that you just think that I just think I was going to pay on forever because everybody in my circle did the same thing, right? And then once that was gone, I really realized how stressful that was. And to have that much money just hanging over my head that I had to pay, I owed it, you know. And now the thought of anything that is debt would be I could see where the stress come from. Like, I remember buying a house, and the house was about $300,000, right? And though I was supposed to feel happy inside that I was a homeowner, right? Like everybody else, you finance a home, you think you're a homeowner. I thought I was a homeowner, but I remember never feeling like that inside. I never felt like, whoo, yeah, I'm a homeowner. This great feeling that I thought I was supposed to have. And what I know it to be today, I had $300,000 of debt over my head. The very thought, like when I think about that now, the thought of having to owe the bank $300,000. When I look up like this, I'm just thinking back. I'm thinking back at those moments. Okay, when you see me look up like this, I'm thinking back. I almost put myself back in that time frame so I can remember what that felt like, having that much debt over my head. The very thought of that today almost sickens me, makes me almost want to puke. To know that I owe an entity, a bank, that much money, and when I look at it today, money that I haven't even earned yet. I only had very minimal in my savings account, but I owe the bank $300,000. That alone is stressful. That's where that stress came from on me. And I'm not even a doctor, but I guarantee you, stress. I mean, I think they say stress is also a big part of maybe causing cancer, or maybe, I'm not sure. But in my mind, I can imagine that it does. It must activate something in our body when we become that stressed. Because the thought of owing a car note, $30,000, a house that's $300,000, furniture, things of that nature, all this finance stuff, that is stress. I owe money to people and entities that I haven't even earned yet. That is, ooh, man. For those of you that watch me, I want you to pay attention to me, okay? Look at my face when I say these things, and try to always, like I always say, try to take your feelings out of it. Try to remove your feelings that I'm not a finance major, or I'm not, I don't have a degree in this, in certain finance areas. Because I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with that. I want you to understand it has nothing to do with that. It's just simple sixth grade math. Add up all your debt, and I want you to look at that number. Just look at it. If you here's a sign. If you're afraid, these are signs. If you're afraid to go look at, even know how much debt you're in, that's a sign. That's a sign. Be bold enough to go look, and I'm telling you this because these are the steps I had to do to get out. First, I had to face how much debt I was in. So add up all your debt and look at that number and know that's how much money you owe someone. That's if you don't have that if you don't have that amount of money in your bank account now, that means you have to work to pay back this money. That means this money doesn't exist yet. So you got to go out and work to give it to whatever this is over here. Because that's how it really is. I'm telling you, that's how it really is. Because why I can tell you? Because I'm on the other side of that. And it's 100% stress free over here. I don't have stress. I don't even allow stress. Let me tell you how serious this is. Okay, I want you to understand this, and it's not a pride thing. It's not an ego thing. It's none of that. It's none of that. Okay, just stay with me here. Only try to stay focused mathematically. Where I'm at right now, I wouldn't even take dating a person seriously if they had $100,000, $200,000 in student loan debt and wasn't even thinking about paying off. I could not take that relationship serious. I couldn't. Now, most of you would say, "Oh, money ain't all that. Money's not everything," or something like that. Because the reason why I'm saying it because I would have said the same thing when I was in debt. I would have said it, right? But if you understood the amount of stress you have in your life because of like I'm just giving student loan debt since it's so big. Student loan debt. If you knew the amount of stress, you would understand because it's not about the person, it's about the stress that they're under that causes them to do certain things, right? So even if I got with somebody and they wasn't thinking about it, they would say, "Hey, you know what? You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to pay it back. I have to pay it back," right? That's not the point. The stress from that would transfer to me. They couldn't help it because they'll be stressed, and the stress just changes a person, and they couldn't help but transfer that stress or that negative energy over to me, and I don't want that. I can't tell a person, here I am debt free. You got to remember, debt free people were very, very rare. There's very few of us here. There's very few of us. Very few. I almost sound like I'm a different race or something, but it's that serious. There's very few of us here. When that stress is removed, there's nothing in the world that would ever allow me. I would never allow that back in my life. I would never allow it. I'm so at peace. I've never been more free in my life, ever. And I'm 48. I didn't become debt free until around 40, 42, something like that. I would never go back, ever. There would be nothing that could cause me. If my car broke down and I had money to fix it, I'd catch the bus before I finance a car. And I wouldn't care who thought what. If I, oh, he must be broke. He must be down on his luck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. This stress-free life trumps everything and everyone. It doesn't matter who it is. I kid you not. Feel me. I want you to feel what I'm saying. You you're so stressed. I'm so non-stressed. I see things. I remember, like, let me give you an example of what I see today, but when I was in debt, I only kind of just thought about it. All right. I remember, you go downtown. Like I live in Seattle, Washington, so we got a bigger starting to be a large homeless problem, right? I won't even say. Let's not say homeless problem. Homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people, not homeless problem. Homeless people, right? And I remember being in debt, driving by. You'll see these tents on the side of the road, and you look, And most people would look and say, "Oh man, that's so sad." They'll look like that. But you know what I used to think? But I didn't say it to out loud. I didn't say it out loud or to myself or to I mean, or to myself or out loud so anyone can hear it. I used to think to myself as I looked, damn, if I lost my job, I wouldn't be far from it. That's what I thought in my mind. One job loss can put me right next to that person. And this thought would be in my head. And then I would just go drive off and go about my day, not really stopping to think about what I just thought about. It's crazy. And I thought, I have no idea. Now TV, they make you want to believe that they're on the streets because of drugs. All right. Oh, they must be on heroin. They must be on drugs, crack, whatever. That's the first thing you think. That's not true. That's partly true, I'm sure, but that's not the only truth. I guarantee you the majority of people on there is because of money, debt. But it can't be said. You drive by, like for example, you drive by the homeless person, and I think to myself, this is how I think today, all right, through my debt free eyes. This person is homeless, but they know they're homeless. There are many people out there with homes and mortgages that believe they're homeowners, but they believe they have a home, but they really don't have a home. The homeless know they don't have a home. The people in debt, they do not know they don't they don't have a home. They just think they have a home. But it's not their home, it's the bank's home. This is stress. This is $300,000, $400,000 worth of home. And when you hear people brag about the price of the home, you got to be aware of what you got to be financially aware of what they're saying. Hey, this house costs 500,000, 600,000, a million. The first thing you got to say is, did you pay cash for it? If they say no, then you go, why are you bragging about it? I don't get it. It's not like you pay. It's not, you can't say this, okay? Just something to think about. I'm just saying it out loud, all right? You got to think to yourself, person, why are you bragging about something you didn't pay for? You didn't pay for that. Yeah, okay, it's $1 million. Did you whip out $1 million? No, then what? Why are you bragging about it? It's not your house, but the homeless know they're homeless. You see what I'm saying? This is powerful stuff. But this is stress. This is that much money over your head is stressful. You remove that debt, I'm telling you, people, you remove debt out of your life will change forever. Your life will be stress free. I can't even say it. Stress free, and you will never go back. I promise you. You guys have a good one. That's it for today. Have a wonderful day.